شو يا محمد عم نتبهدل ايه؟ عم نتبهدل بالفوتة وبالطلعة، مش لازم نعملها هي بقى. بس الحلو انه عم تتأكد انه الكل عم يرجع يفوت، صح؟ هذه شغلة منا عاطلة يعني. يلا رجعوا يفوتوا. سوري ها؟ محمد بعد ما خلصنا عم يرجعوا يفوتوا الأساتذة. يلا 1 minute. I'm really sorry. بس I believe it's a psychological test to see if really the course or the webinar is interesting. So almost all teachers are joining from 40 minute to 40 minute. That is a good sign that it's really interesting. Okay, so here we are 19. Okay, I will try to recap. So I was saying that after I believe that sorry, you are with me, huh? You hear me? You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Azim. Okay, good. So what I've tried to show you during this webinar is that it's possible to give the introduction to Arduino. And me as teacher, I believe that the introduction is important as the projects. I mean, students must understand this concept of the microcontroller. And believe me that the world of IoT that we are approaching day after day, since major companies, and you can tell this to your students, that major companies like Microsoft, Intel, Google, and other major companies are working hard on what we call the IoT. Okay, if we think, what is IoT? IoT, it's about sensors and microcontrollers. It's that, and how we can program a device, a lamp or a traffic light or a fridge, any electronic device. We can how to program it in order to make it intelligent. And when you will see the IoT videos I sent you and present in the PowerPoint, you will discover that IoT is applied in industry, in medicine, in service, in almost every sector in our daily life. And you will see the benefits of applying IoT and the jobs that are created from IoT for our future and from our students. So teaching microcontrollers for students is very challenging and it's very important. And what I tried to make today is to show you that at least till now we saw that we can conduct 6 periods If you are giving one period per week, I mean 1 month and a half, you can cover this part of the program. And I can assure you that it's, and we will continue later on once you make this practice on Arduino by yourself. We can invite you, since I have your names and your emails, I can invite you for another webinar to see your feedbacks and to make the part 2 of Arduino, because I believe that in addition to the 6 lessons that we attack today, at least we have the push button, we can make it, the buzzer, we can make it, and the ultrasonic. At least we can cover 10 periods of Arduino using the online distance. Of course, for grade 11, in our books, we are using more and more the motors and the sensors. Now, I believe it's not feasible to do it from home, but for grade 11, if you ask me what we can give, it's the same introduction I did today. This introduction I did today with the PowerPoint I provide, if you take it and you customize it in a way to feed your needs, you can give it to grade 10, 11, and 12 easily. So back to our, I will not make it, I'll try to make it short, this part. So back to, I will share now the PowerPoint to see where we are. So to lesson 6, here we introduce the concept of the resistors. And what is a resistor? Maybe you are aware and you know what is a resistor, but if not, you can ask the physics teacher at your school. The resistor is this component that will make the current lower than the normal. Since the Arduino board provide 5 volt, and the digital pins also provide 5 volt, and since those LEDs cannot support 5 volt, we are obliged to integrate the resistor in order to protect our LED, in order not to be burned. Okay, so, and now the concept of the resistor is not complicated, but it's critical to understand. I mean, for each electrical component, we have to use a specific value of resistor in order to protect. I mean, and not to be complicated as much, for the LEDs, we use a resistor of 220 ohms. And believe me, if you ask your students in grade 10, 11, and 12, they are aware of this since they are making it in physics and electricity. So for us, maybe it's new, or maybe we make it long time ago and we forget it. So how to protect the LED using the resistor? It's very simple. I will take you to the Arduino, back again to the fritzing, okay? And the modification I will make is the same circuit. The program is the same, huh? Believe me. I will not make any modification on the program. But all I have to do is to make a modification on the circuit. So I will make for 1 LED, no need for 2, just not to take too much time. So I will make the LED, I will move the LED here. I will move the cable here. Okay. I will select from the accessories or parts resistor. I would choose any of those resistors. It's not really important to select the right value since it's a demonstration. Okay. I will plug it here, and that's it. And once you want to make it in real, this is how you have to do it. You have to plug a resistor on the breadboard, okay? And as you can see, this cable is connected to the digital pin 10. This cable is providing a 5 volt, and all this column that you can see here, it's 5 volt. And the current will pass through the resistor. And since the resistor will move down the current to, let's say, 1.3 volt, the value that a LED will need, the column I'm showing right now, it's in yellow, it will have the current value 1.3 volt, and by this we can protect our LED. So maybe you will ask yourself, and if I make a project and I did not protect a LED, what will happen? Actually, now it's like for 20 minutes I'm working with my LED, as you can see, without the resistor, and it's working. But it might be burned at any time. And the concept of making those program and those circuit is to protect the LED, maybe the motor, the sensor. So for each component, okay, you will see that maybe we need, maybe not, a resistor. Back again to the PowerPoint. So on lesson 6, you will explain the role of the resistor to protect the components. So here I admit all, okay. So so here, as you can see from the circuit, I'm protecting the LDR, the one I showed you to make the light or the LED on and off in case it's night or it's the morning, early morning. So and after that, okay, I'm showing you the same circuit I did in the program Fritzing. Okay. Now, I believe it's enough for today. Why it's enough? Because if you reach covering 6 period, it will be great. And of course, I will, after completing Python, microbit, Scratch, and I think there is another webinar, I will ask you again to join later on another Arduino webinar in order to make other lessons. Meanwhile, you will discover the program. Meanwhile, you will discover the programs you need. You will watch videos. You will see tutorials in order to make it confident. And for those who want any specimen of books, they can call Mr. Muhammad Nuruddin by WhatsApp, or you can send me a WhatsApp. I can forward it to him. At the end of this lesson, please, for those who did not send the request for certification, please send your full name, well written in capital, your school name and email in order to prepare you the certification.
Sorry, but where to send it to?
On my WhatsApp.
You or?
On my, yes, on my WhatsApp. Okay. So I'd like.
What is your phone number? I don't have it.
I will add it. It's +96.
Oh, post it here, please.
33806.
Post it here, and I will come.
Did you see it?
You typed it on the.
I typed.
Yeah, I will screen.
And I send it by WhatsApp.
Yes, I can
on chat, on the chat.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'd like to remind you that if you need any software for Arduino or for the other grades, like you can ask me, or you can visit our website. You can ask for access to our Dropbox in order to get all the answer keys and the code for different chapters, especially for Arduino. You can ask for the interactive PDF where you can send to your students in order to make an exercise or an assessment to make sure that they are capturing well the notions you are asking. And of course, for those who did not register to our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/l'infopourtous.com. It's a French word. I sent. Sorry. It's not. It's wrong. It's l'infopourtous online. So this is our YouTube channel. There is a series of Arduino lessons that I highly advise you to watch and to send to your students and to watch again, because it will simplify a lot for you this mission to make them understand better what is Arduino. So once I finish the webinar, I will collect all the links to the YouTube videos related to Arduino, and I will send it to you by email and by WhatsApp. Finally, I hope that this webinar was clear. And from now, you can start the Arduino process, teaching your students, even if you are at home. If any of you wants a private training for the schools, you can ask and we can set a schedule for a private. We are doing it frequently, and we can do it again for schools if you are 2, 3, or 4 teachers and you want to interact more with me and to ask me more questions. Okay, we can support you at any time for any resources you want. Now I can give, we have, for those who want to ask, they can stay with me and ask any question, and I can answer. I'm ready to answer all the questions you need.
Thank you, but I have one question.
Yes.
I don't know how to switch between the software and the code, and the simulator. I was like lost, Yani. When you were applying, I was applying with you, okay? I wrote the code, but then I didn't know where to go in order to download it or start checking the result, if it works or no. You were working on like a simulator or something like this.
No. Look, the program Fritzing.
Aywa.
Actually, there is no simulator inside. I was showing that Fritzing, it's the right tool and the good tool to manipulate if you are teaching online or if you are at school, since you can project on the screens of your students or on the projector if you are inside the room of computer room, to make it clear and to keep it in case your students will make the circuit by hand. But one of you told me that there is a software with a simulator. It's an online software. I will check it right now, and if it is the good solution, I will tell you about it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Mr. Wissam. Thank you.
It was clear and useful?
Yes,
Very
yes.
useful. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Wissam.
Yes, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Mr. Wissam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
For
Thank
those
you
who
very
did
much.
not send me the request for the certification, please do it. And by tomorrow, I will be sending you the certification and all the documentation you need. And
Okay, okay.
and I
Thank you
really
so
invite
much.
you, and
Thank
I
you very much.
to start seriously thinking about giving this Arduino to your students, because they will really love it, and you will see that once you give them the principle, they will fly alone, they will make a research, they will buy components from souk.com or from AliExpress, and they will start showing you projects that you cannot believe. And always think that Arduino is related and linked to IoT, to STEM, to artificial intelligence, and to machine learning. Okay? And for
Okay.
those who are not using our curriculum, I highly invite you to ask for scope and sequence and for specimen in order to discover what we are offering. Since 20 years, we are offering this quality of education in ICT and robotics, and hope to see you next week in the microbit microcontroller to show you how challenging teaching the microcontrollers for kids. You will not believe what microbit can provide for kids to understand those concepts